We went hunting for Emerald City Comic Con 2020 Funko Pops. Let's take a look. Guys, remember to hit that subscribe button and that little bell. That way you'll know anytime we go live or post new content like this right here. Emerald City Comic Con has become another place where Funko can drop a bunch of exclusive pops. I remember just a few years back, they would only release a handful, but now they release a ton. It's becoming very similar to NYCC and San Diego Comic Con. It's just growing and growing. But unfortunately, this year was canceled because of a little virus called the coronavirus. I know I'm really testing my immune system by drinking this, Heather.
That joke is way overplayed.
Oh, sorry. But this year, ECCC was totally virtual, and we also got Funko Pops shared to store as we normally would for any other Comic-Con. And this year, not so exciting.
No.
Typically, we have a full roster of things that we want. This year, we looked at the roster and we're like, maybe one or two I'm kind of excited about. But overall, not such an exciting release.
No, I agree with that. I feel like I was sort of excited over the Harry Potter drops. There were two. There was Tonks and Floor, and they were okay, but I feel like they could have dropped something better. Yeah,
something a little bit better looking for a con. Because for a con, you need to get something that like wows you.
Yeah, like the Luna Lovegood with the glasses.
Perfect.
She was very bright and just wild looking. Whereas these two characters, yeah, we haven't gotten them before and it's exciting, but they're just sort of normal.
And boring. Very, very boring.
They should have been commons or at the very most just like a Hot Topic exclusive.
So this year, because Emerald City Comic Con was canceled, everything went up online. Heather and I, we went to Funko Shop and we still didn't find too many things that we wanted. However, they did put up Nessie and they put up Indiana Jones, but no luck for this guy, unfortunately. Womp, womp. But we did go out the store and get a couple of the pops that we did want. Target decided to pull a big a-hole move this year for Emerald City Comic Con. They released their Funko Pops a day early. Sons of bees. Thank God I had my favorite tool, PopFinder.com.
PopFinder.com is an awesome tool. Basically, you can look for your collectibles and what store they're at and get the inventory for your area so you can make a decision on what store to go to. And
that's exactly what I did. I used PopFinder.com to find out what Target store near me had the pops that I was looking for. And I went there and I was successful. So let's see what I got. So at Target, I was lucky enough to find myself a Doctor Doom and Boba Fett. I have the 10-inch Boba Fett, but I really like the smaller one. If they would have released the smaller one first, I would have went for the smaller one.
Well, yeah, and the price tag is much better.
The price tag is much better. In fact, it's much better than even FunkoShop.com when they dropped it for ECCC. At Target, it was $15.99. On FunkoShop.com, it was $24.99.
Why?
Because
sticker difference?
I believe they accidentally priced this pop wrong at Target because everybody was getting it. Both of these pops cost exactly the same. This pop came with a hard stack. And then this Doctor Doom, who is just amazing. I love the new Fantastic Four set, so this is one that I definitely needed to have. Let's unbox these guys and see those details close up. So these two pops are really cool, and they were at the top of my shared exclusive list. At the top of my list was Nessie, but I knew that was going to be a hard one to get. I knew Nessie was going to be messy. So I think these two pops are great con exclusive Funko Pops. They look great. They look great in their box. I think that the Doctor Doom is really a standout. I love the white outfit that he's wearing. This is far different from any other Doctor Doom that we've ever gotten. And I love this small Boba Fett. I think that the details on him are great. Now you cannot see them like maybe from this distance, but when you get closer to him, you can see all the cool details. What I like about him is he looks like a piece of art to me. He's like a piece of graffiti art. And that's what I love so much about the 10-inch. And now I feel like I don't need the 10-inch anymore. This guy is good enough, and I really wish that it was just him. Why did I have to go out and spend like $30-some on the big one? I wish they would have told us we were going to get this one.
Well, because it's Funko and you wouldn't have bought the big one if you could buy one for $15.99 in a hard stack.
Right, exactly. Right. So Funko got me again, boys. You got me again. So Heather, what is your favorite out of the two pops that we have sitting here before us?
That's really hard because they're so drastically different, but I think the one that stands out the most to me is Dr. Doom.
Okay, you like the Dr. Doom the most?
I love the Dr. Doom. I think he's just like really sleek looking.
He is really sleek looking. I agree. I love the way that he looks. He looks like he's complete like God mode. He looks like he's preparing to take over the entire world. His hands are out.
Yeah, he's about to really mess somebody up.
He looks super evil. But then again, you have this cool Boba Fett. But I'm with you. I really happen to like the Dr. Doom the most out of the two guys that we have standing here. However, these two are really cool looking. And what I love about Star Wars Funko Pops is that he comes with a stand.
Yeah.
There's no chance of him falling over unless you take him off the stand. Him coming on the stand just makes it look cooler to me, and it makes it less likely to just drop over like a lot of our other Funko Pops.
Yeah, well, watch.
We just did a test! There you go. If we told you our favorite, best standing Funko Pop from ECCC, it wouldn't be Boba Fett.
There actually is one that would stand better than Boba Fett.
I agree. And it's a really cool one. It's another one that we picked up. The two next ones are from GameStop, and they're amazing. Let's take a look. So these two characters were shared and released to GameStop for Emerald City Comic Con. Now, the Thanos was one that I knew right out the gate that I had to have. It was a want, it was a need. But the Gelatinous Cube was one that I had no idea I wanted until I was standing right in front of it. Now, before we unbox these guys, they both are kind of cool. Now, Thanos has an arm that can come out and be put back in, just like in Endgame where he gets his arm cut off, which is really neat. Okay, so that's a cool thing. And then Gelatinous Cube, this is the most interesting Funko Pop collectible I've ever seen. Now, I didn't know if I wanted this, but when I noticed that the box was a little bit a different size, that kind of turned me on at first. I thought that was kind of neat. Yeah, as a comparison, there you go. So this one is a little bit bigger. Now, when they shipped the Gelatinous Cube, they could not put it in a sorter. So these were actually outside, inside the box, not in a sorter. But Thanos and the He-Man were in sorters. So these seem to be getting damaged more.
Oh.
I noticed two, when I arrived, two of them had damage in the front. And the two I ended up buying, one had damage down here in the corner, and this one actually has a little bit of rip in the corner. But I didn't care because this might be another one that stays out of the box. So these two are probably the most interesting releases of this con in my opinion. And we're going to tell you exactly why and show you why, so let's unbox them. So I mentioned these were the most interesting Funko Pops released at Emerald City Comic Con. And I think that the Thanos is going to be one that's sort of an underdog in amongst all of the exclusives. But the reason why I like this one so much is because his little arm comes off. You can remove his arm, and there's the Infinity Gauntlet without the stones in it, just like when we find him in Endgame. I love seeing that his arm was off. And I thought it was going to be kind of a Georgie kind of thing from It. If you remember, he had an arm that came off, but I think it has some blood on it.
Yeah, but it just like sat beside him.
Yes, but this one, I thought it was going to be the same deal, but you could actually put it in him.
I love that.
That didn't sound good. I said you could put it in him. You could put it on him. That sounded weird.
Technically, you put it in.
You do sort of put it in. I mean, it's a little tight.
Okay.
Hold on, it's a little tight. It's tight. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so he looks fantastic. But the fact that they released him with an arm that comes off and goes back on, excellent. And the one that is the most interesting of ECCC goes to Gelatinous Cube.
It's very strange.
It is very strange. It's an oddball in the Funko Pop line. And you probably ask yourself by looking at it, just like I did, well, what makes it a Funko Pop?
Yeah.
And I will tell you that the only thing that I would say makes it like a Funko Pop is the little Funko Pop skull in the center.
Yeah, otherwise it's just like a piece.
Yeah, it should. I consider it like a paperweight for your desk.
Okay.
That's what it looks like to me. Now, when you get up close and personal with this guy, you'll notice first that the bottom is very ugly. because they had to piece it together. Obviously, is made of a bunch of different plastic. And then on the back, you can hardly see it in the front. I mean, you can see it in the front, but not as great. But there's a couple of like little pole things in there holding everything up. But I think this thing is so cool looking, so interesting. I'm going as far to say it is the best Funko Pop released at Emerald City Comic Con. And one of my #1 reasons, it's green for Emerald City Comic Con. This guy is green. And maybe is that why they chose him? I'm assuming so. I mean, this is kind of an interesting thing to drop. This is from Dungeons and Dragons for those who play, for those who don't play. I know nothing about the character. I just think he looks great.
He looks very cool.
So Heather, out of the two here, what is your favorite?
Thanos, because I love Thanos.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with like the look or anything. It's just I love that character, and I love the fact that he has a removable arm and that they did such a good job. And he's so much different from any Thanos that we've gotten so far.
I love the Thanos. However, I'm very bummed out.
Why?
Because it's not headless Thanos. They could have made this pop completely and utterly epic. By cutting off his head, it's very similar to Headless Herschel, to Headless Ned Stark. He would have been another one in the line of headless characters that we've gotten in the past. And I think that would have been cool because this is a Funko Pop that is headless in the film. It makes sense that he's headless.
If you're Funko and you're thinking about them money moves, you release a headless and armless Thanos later because you want people to buy this because they've never gotten it before. But then they come out with a headless one with a magnetic head, and they sell 2 times the amount of Thanos's because you're already going to own this, and then you're going to obviously go out and buy the headless Thanos.
Did you really just say money moves? One other downside to this Funko Pop? They put writing on his shoe. I hate when they do that. That drives me insane when they do stuff like that.
You don't write on your shoes?
That's something that you can see so clearly. Why not put it on the bottom of the foot here? There must be some sort of reason why they have to do that. Because on the Gelatinous cube, it's on the very bottom.
Barely visible.
It's barely visible down there. I'm giving my favorite to the Gelatinous cube. This is one of the most amazing things that Funko has ever released, in my opinion. It is so obscure, so weird, and I love skulls, so that's my clear winner of the entire Emerald City Comic Con. I didn't know I loved this thing until I picked it up over the last couple of days for Emerald City at GameStop.
He's cool.
Okay, I'm glad you're so enthused about it. Holy crap, Heather. Guys, what do you think about all of the releases for Emerald City Comic Con? What was your favorite? What was your least favorite? Are you agreeing with us on the things that we showed you? Did you like what we showed you? Let us know all of that and more in the comment section down below. And guess what? If you comment down below, there's a possibility you will win 2 Fantastic Four mystery minis. And what do you type, you might ask? Fantastic Four rules with a Z. Yeah, that's right. Rules with a Z. Remember in 3rd grade when you ended everything with a Z and it was awesome? And then when you spelled cool, but you spelled it K-E-W-L? Heather still does that. Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy?
Yes, I do.
Let's see those comments, guys. Do I seem angry?
A little bit.
A little bit angry. Guys, remember as always, we hunt together, yes. We will catch you next time.
Bye.